Hey there, folks. Welcome to day 82. Holy cow. Day 82 of my year of solo board gaming, considered by many to be ill-advised and stupid. This is the Welcome to week, where I am playing all 7 variations of Welcome to that I have. I think all 7 variations of Welcome to that there are, at least as far as the Welcome to original game. I do not have Welcome to Las Vegas or Welcome to the Moon, both of which I believe are by the same designer, and basically are variations on this concept. They just simply go with either a grid of Las Vegas or a rocket. And then there's also a floor plan from this game studio, which is also available as a print and play. But this is just the Welcome to week. We're just going to try to keep it nice and simple. I'm doing a whole bunch of recordings in one day. So you're going to see this shirt a lot over the next 10 recordings. Maybe not 10 recordings, but a lot. I am celebrating my birthday today. So I figured what better way to celebrate my birthday until there's actual cake and food later on today with a shitload of board gaming. Pardon for the language there. This is the Easter version. I'm working backwards chronologically. We started with Doomsday, then went winter, Halloween, summer, and now we got Easter. And Easter is a very simple premise. There are some Easter eggs on there. You're going to collect them. How are you going to collect them? You don't have anything to collect them with. You got numbers. And so if you were to draw, and I'm just going to see if I have a sheet of paper that I can use for this. Let's see. This is going to be a little awkward. There's a piece of origami paper that I can just grab right down here, which I thought was going to be a lot simpler to grab. I really thought it was going to be a lot simpler to grab one of these little tiny sheets of paper. Let's grab this. Let's grab this because I think, no, that's not good. That's not something I want to show people. There we go. Probably should have had this prepped beforehand. So if you got an Easter egg like that, or pair of Easter eggs, how are you going to catch them? Well, you can do one of two things. You can either use an O or an 8 or a 10, because it's got an O in it, to capture the 2. So any time that you see 2 on here, you need an 8, 10, or 0 to capture them. So you actually need a 0 over here, which means you cannot get the Easter eggs and the pool. Like that's the cruel part of this, is that if you're trying for the pools, you ain't gonna get those 2 Easter eggs. They're just out of luck. Over here, you can probably use an 8 to get that. You can use an 8 or 10 to get that. Probably a 10. Here, this is just a nightmare, and I'll explain why in a moment. How are you gonna get the single ones? Well, the single ones you can get with a 6, a 9, or a 16, which of course you also need to use the temp agency for if you want to get a 16. So to get the 6, 9, 16, to get this string right here, you got to go 8, 9, 10, 16. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You can go 16 bis or 17 bis. Well, you can't go 16 bis or 17 bis. You need the temp agency for both. You can go 15 bis, but that's not going to be enough. So you're probably going to want to do a roundabout at some point if you want to get all of these eggs. Now I explain all of this because when I drew the bonus cards for these, the city plans, I originally drew this one and this one. Now the problem is, or not this one, it was, where is it? Where did it go? It's in here somewhere. Here we go. So I originally drew that. Now that is complete all the houses on Street 3. And this is collect all the Easter eggs on Street 3. The problem is that you cannot collect all the Easter eggs on Street 3 and get all the houses. There's just no way to do it. Because of the way that the numbers work, you will have to do a 16 here or use a roundabout, and a roundabout prevents you from getting that particular house. If you get a 16 here, you can't complete these 2. There's just no way. You can't do a 17 and an 18. You can't do 16 bis or 17 bis. So pretty much you are at the mercy of doing one and not the other. You can't do both. So I decided I called an audible. I pulled that one. I drew a different one. And we've got 6 1-space spots. You've got 4 and 3 1-space spots, and all the eggs on the bottom row. So this is going to be interesting. This is a very supportive pair of contracts to compete, to say the least. Now, we lost last time. We lost by 13 points last time. We got our butts handed to us by Alexis level 4. So we are down to Alexis level 3, who loves the pools. Loves the pools so much. They're worth 5 points to her. Parks are worth nothing. She does not care about the parks at all. She's very anti-park. She wants every park to be replaced by a pool. It's our mission to defeat it. Now, she does also gives a value of 3 to the bis and 2 to the real estate. So anything that has both of those is going to be very, very dangerous in terms of point spread. Gates are only worth 1. And so, whereas I think my strategy last time failed where I was using too many gates, giving too many gates to Alexis, I think this time around it's going to be fine. I'm going to go ahead and give gates left and right. So we're going to divvy this up. That's half. We'll add the contracts to this one. Now this is very important. I'm going to look away so I don't accidentally... I don't have a name for this town. I'm trying to think of a good one. I think Exeter. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Exeter. I could also go with Easter LA or something like that. But I think I like Exeter. Exeter just has a nicer feel to it. Okay. So we're going to do one more shuffle here. Some of you are probably going, you're tearing your cards up. You're destroying your cards. You're so horrible to your cards. Why won't you stop? Think of the children. Learn how to back riffle. I should at some point. All right, so I have no idea what the top card was. So it could be a contract. It might not be a contract. We're going to make this Exeter to solidify the pun. We're going to also make little divisions here. So we make these little divisions so that we have spaces for the scores. And it looks like you're going to get points for the number of eggs that you get. And the solo player in this particular version will start off with 14 points for the eggs. So we either beat them or don't. And I think it's 14 points for the eggs. Yeah, earns 14 points for the eggs, which is kind of weird because there's no way to get 14 points for the eggs. For us, we can either get 10 or 20. We can't get one or the other. All right, so we're good here. We're going to go ahead and start. 5, 9, 6. So our emphasis is going to be on getting the eggs taken care of. Now this 9 would be nice because that 9 would allow us to just automatically put that in the right spot. We can then work from there. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm then going to not worry about the park. I'm going to use the division here. And I'm going to go ahead. So we have our first egg. And I'm going to go ahead and say that this is probably going to be not my 4, because I don't think I can get all of this at once. I think what I want to do is I want to do a division here. Maybe have this be the 8. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to end up putting a roadblock here no matter what, because I need this to be able to allow this to grow. Because I think for this to work, I have to do 8, 10, because that 10 can still catch 1, even if it doesn't catch 2, like without catching 2, and then that'll be normal. And if I do that, and I want to get 6 ones, then I think I'm going to do 1 here. All right. The goal is to try to complete a contract as quick as possible so that Alexa gets fewer cards overall. It is a little bit, once you get to that first contract card that somebody completes. From there, it goes. Oh, you know what? This is an 8, and there we go. We're just going to keep going that direction. Once somebody completes a contract, then you reshuffle. Now, Alexis is not going to complete a contract till we get to the second contract card. So we've got some wiggle room there. We've got 4, 5, and 14. I think what I'm going to do, because I know that 14... I'm going to do 15 here. I'm going to actually just go ahead and do 15. Go ahead and use the temp agency. I could make this 16. I could go all the way up there. I could also do 16 up here. I could do 16 up here so I can get this. Yeah, I'm going to do that. The opportunity presents itself, so we're going to go ahead and grab that 16, even though I just finished saying we were going to go ahead and try to do whatever we could to complete that bottom row. Okay, so we got 6. That's definitely what we're going to grab. I do not want to use the pool, though, on that. We're going to do 6 here, I think, because that has to be a pool, right? Yeah. As does this up here. let's do this up here, because I think completing this and completing this are going to be the better things to do. And I do not want to give up the pool. And so basically, I said what my strategy was going to be, and I've completely ignored what my strategy is going to be. But to my credit, Alexis has nothing but parks. This is probably the lowest scoring I've seen for Alexis to start off with. So we do not want it to get the BIS, but I would like it, or the temp agency. So I think it's going to end up being these two. I think this is where we're going to kick in. Yeah, this is where we're going to kick in the roundabout, which means we're going to lose 3 points. We can do 2 roundabouts total, but we're going to do the 8 here using the temp agency, and we're going to give this a gate. All right, and so we are well on our way to completing that first contract. We could complete that very quickly with a 6 and a 10 to finish it up, and there's the 10. That's also a 15. That 15 might be really useful, but I think what we want to do, I think we want to go for this 10. I think we need to get that filled in, and we're going to raise the value of the ones because we're going to have so many of them. So there's our 10. Grabbing 1. And these go away. It's going to get another gate. 12, 6, and 13. Oh, this is a dilemma. This is the dilemma right here. Do I go 13 pool just so that I make sure that I get that? Give it the temp agency. Or do I go ahead and get the 6, sacrifice the pool, and complete the first contract? And I think, as much as I don't want to do it this way, I think I got to go 13 pool. Again, having said that my goal had to be, I really should have done 6 pool. I should have done 6 pool. That would have been better. That was stupid. Why didn't I think about that for a moment? Because I'm trying to play quickly, that's why. 6, 10, and 9. This is where I finally get to complete. We'll do 6. We'll do the temp agency, I think, and raise it 0. I think that's better overall. That completes the first contract. I get 7 points for that. 6 and temp. This 9 goes away. And we have completed our first contract. So that means that this is the discard, and that was the goal. That was the goal of trying to do one contract really quickly, was to get finish that contract as quick as possible and limit the amount of cards that Alexis gets. That really, I think, is the big difference between winning and losing in this game, is how many cards are you giving Alexis in that first pass. And we're going to do this. I'm going to do one last Riffle Shuffle looking, and then we're going to do this sort of like half-hearted back and forth accordion fold, I think it's called. Accordion shuffle. And then we'll do one more Riffle Shuffle. And we'll do one more Split the Deck. And one more Riffle Shuffle. Alright, what's on top? Alright, okay, well, one of the contracts is out of the way. At least you know I'm being honest about that. However, it will not get that number 2. It does not complete the first contract, which is one of the things that makes this Alexis easier. But it does mean that we want to try to get this number 1 quickly. So what do we got? We got 12, we got 13, and we got 1. I'm pretty sure we want to use this 1, 12, or this one of these pools, and we want to go with the other pool. So we'll actually do this as 13, I think. Complete this pool here. There's another pool for us. And I think, as I mentioned before, you cannot do this and get the pool at the same time. So we also need divisions. We need to start actually divvying things up here, because one of the other goals that we have is to complete these 2 goals as well. Now, we can do one more division here. That'll be great, because that'll give us the 4 and the 1. And if we have 1 here, yeah, we can pretty much do all of that on this row. So we're actually going to do 7. Do we want to give the temp or the gate? The gate. We're going to do 7. we're doing another gate here. And we are quickly whittling down row 3 into numerous subdivisions. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 of them so far. We've got 3, 13, and 5. Now I think what I want to do, because the bis is worth more, but I'd rather use the... Oh yeah, I can do this. I can do this. I can use the 3 and the 13 together. I'm going to use the 13 to adjust the value of the 3. So I'm using the temp agency again. I'm going to lower the value of the 3 down to a 1 to give myself all sorts of space for that last pool. So that uses those 2, and the 5 goes in here. All right, 4, 5, and second contract comes up. It does complete the 1, and it gets the 8 points for that. So unfortunately, we were not able to complete that contract in time, but now we are free to pursue the remaining contracts to our heart's content. We got a 4, 5, and 4. We could go here, but we won't get the pool for that, and I'd kind of like to get the pool. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 5 here, and I'll just go ahead and draw the line there. So now we're at... Oh no, I can't do that. I have to do that as a 4 and a 5. 4 and a fence. So that should be a 4. That's my bad. All right, 4 and a fence. We're now up to 4 individual units. If I could complete this 4 over here, that would be great. Probably should have drew a line there. That probably would have been smarter. 8, 9, and 9. So we're probably going to want to try to grab a... I think we're going to grab this one. We're going to grab the 8 here. And I think of the other 2 that we have, we don't want to use the bis. So we'll just simply not use it. But we'll claim that one anyway, and we'll give this the parks. Because the parks are worthless for it. Which means we're probably not going to get anything on the parks this time around. I don't know why some of the temp agencies have stuff written on them. Let's see. This one is going to be an 8 as well. Kind of want this to be a 10. And the reason I want this to be a 10 is I feel like 8 is too high. Could go 9. Yeah, we're going to... Oh. We are going to go 8 to grab those ones. And we're going to draw a line here and give it the parks. So now we are all set to try to get that number 2 contract. 4, 14, and 10. So I think this one is pretty much going to be 4 and 14. We're going to use that to make a, let's go, we could make a 16, but we don't really need that anymore. So we're going to go 16 here just for the fun of it. Use a temp agency and give it another park. Again, worthless for this player. 8, 4, and 10. All right, so 10 we could do here. Can't do 8 bis, unfortunately. That's not going to work there. And I don't want to complete that just because I don't want to finish off the... I want to keep that pool available. I think what I want to do... I'm worried about trying to get these 2. I think these 2 are going to be like 9, 10, but I have to get a pool there. It's just, it's awkward. I go 10 here. Let's go 10. And as much as I don't want to give it the real estate, I do kind of need to close out one more of these. All right, 10 and 8. Is what I used. So it gets the 4. So now basically I need to fill that in, and that will end the game. That will complete all these 2 remaining contracts for me, and the game will be over. So 9, 2, and 3. So I don't have a pool to finish in anything here, so I will do the 9 here just to complete this section. And I'll go ahead and use the temp agency, I think. That'll be the better way to go. The temp agency is worth 3 to it, so I want to try to avoid giving it that, even though that's worth 2. I do want to make sure that I don't put a bis in there. That would be bad. 12, 15, and 10. I could go... Let's go ahead and go 15, because it fills in this spot here, and we'll just not use that. And then 10 here. Closing off that gate. 1, 8, and 10. We can't complete a pool, which is really what I'd want to do. I guess I could go 1 down all the way down there. Oh, you know what? I can do the I can capture those. I can finally capture these. That's going to be 0. I'm going to use another temp agency, and it's going to get the real estate, which I don't want it to get, but I would have rather have gotten the parks. But that's life. 8, 10, 10. So that is going to be... This sucks because I do not want to get this pool card. But I don't think that there's any way that I can do this. Oh, no, I can do it this way. There we go. I'll take that. So 10 will go here. Complete this pool. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. And it'll get a gate. 6, 9, 6. Still can't complete that down there, which is really the kind of the thing that will close out the game for us. I'm also not aggressively trying to close out the game at this point as much as I normally would be. I'm going to go 9 here so we can get that Easter egg. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 6 here. There's one of the gates here. Close that off. And if we can, we'll try to boost up the 4s with what we've got remaining. 6, 14, and there we go. That's the 3rd contract. It doesn't complete it, though. 3. Oh, and that's the game. 3, pool. 1 more pool. And we'll give it the 14. And that's everything. We complete the last 2 contracts. We have a 4. We have 1, 1, 1. So that's that. So we get 9 points for that. We also have completed 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we get 4 points for that. All right. So let's go ahead and move these out of the way so we can set up the Alexis cards. Just managed to knock the camera. Sorry about that. Really need a better way to hold that in place. So let's see what we've got here. We've got, let's do it on the back of the cards. Park, 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 gate, gate. That's a huge estate. All right. That's pretty dang good. That's pretty dang good, I gotta say. All right, so let's take a look at what we got here. So it managed to get a total of 15 points on the contracts. 8 points on the contracts. I was adding it into my 9, which is not right. I got 20 points on the contracts. I crushed that. How many eggs did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I got 18 eggs. I get the whopping 35 points for that. Holy moly. That's awesome. All right, parks. How did I do on parks? Zip. I got 0 on parks. You know what? What else? So did Alexis. Alexis got zip on parks. No, neither of us liked parks this round. I got 17 on pools. How many did Alexis get on pools? Nothing. I didn't give her any pools. How many did temp agencies did I give? I gave 1. So technically it'll get 4 points for that, plus it'll get 3 points for the temp agency. I still get 7 points for myself. One of the things that's tough to do on the temp agency with the Alexis is actually beat its score. Since it will score both for the temp agency itself, and then also we'll get one of these 3 scores potentially, or one of those 2 scores potentially. So, and the most you're going to get is 7. So no matter what, you're just kind of, it's tough. I mean, the only way that we could have beat it is if we had given it 0 of those. So the next thing we do is we add up the number of fences. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it'll get 7 points for that. We then take a look at the 5 largest estates. Now the thing is, it's only got 4 estates. So its 5th estate is actually going to be 0. Okay. So times 2. Each of these ones that have real estate agencies are times 2. So this one's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That'll be 14. This will be 6. This will be 4. This will be 2. We use no bis, and that's going to be -3 for me on that, and that is the total of the Alexis score. Finally, my score is going to be 3 points for every single property, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A whopping 7 there, so that's 21 points. I didn't have any 2s. I did have, and I had 0 3s. I had 2 4s. Each of which are going to be worth 4 points. That's probably somewhere where I should have spent some more time actually building up the real estate value there. But overall, I'm going to have 55, 72, 79, 100, 108, 105, and Alexis is going to have 22, 29, 36, 50, 60, 62. Completely demolished Alexis on that one. 105 to 62. The Easter eggs thing helped because that was 65 points, 35 points right there. And I really could not have done any better. I got 18 and I passed up on 2. There are 20 available. So hard to do better than that. But that is it. That is another round of Welcome To. We've got 2 more days to go of this. So if you're hoping for a different game, you just got 2 more of these to wade through. Fortunately, they're relatively short videos overall. So hopefully they're not too horrible to watch. Do all the YouTube things. Click like, click subscribe, click the bell icon for notifications. Send me to speech classes so I can learn how to not stutter. And that's it. I will see you tomorrow for... I think we're going to do zombie and then we'll do regular. And I'll see you then. Ciao, everybody.